9 titles, 281 podium finishes, and 125 pole position. Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso are arguably the best racers of their generation. Fans of the two superstars are always going to be divided on who's the better race car driver on the track, but today we're going to settle a different argument. Who's the GOAT of money-making? Let's dive right into it. Who are they? Sir Lewis Carl Hamilton was born on the 7th of January in 1985. He began his driving career at the age of 8 and proceeded to win the British Kart Championship 2 years later. At the age of 13, he was signed to the McLaren and Mercedes-Benz Young Driver Support Program, where the young driver got all the support and leverage that he needed and made him the pro he is today. By age 15, Hamilton set a record by becoming the youngest driver to be ranked number 1 in the sport. Hamilton progressed to car racing and captured the British Formula Renault Race Series Championship in 2003, during which he won 10 of the 15 races he entered. In 2008, he became the first black F1 driver to win the F1 World Drivers' Championship. Today, Hamilton is arguably the most successful F1 Grand Prix racing driver in the sport's history. Unlike his counterpart, Fernando Alonso started his racing career at the tender age of 3, from kart racing, and he progressed to car racing at 17, where he won the Euro Open by Nissan. He was also the 4th in the International Formula 3000 Championship in 2000. Born on the 29th of July in 1981, the Spanish racer currently competes for Alpine in F1. He won 2 Drivers' Awards back in 2005 and 2006, making him the youngest pole sitter, youngest world champion, youngest race winner, and the youngest 2-time champion in the history of sports. Cars. Cars were Lewis Hamilton's first love, so it's no surprise that the British racing driver has a remarkable den of cars. Although he drives for a Mercedes, his collection is not limited to that. The cars in the 7-time world champion's garage include 2 Ferrari LaFerrari worth $1.2 million each, a $1.5 million McLaren P1, and a Mercedes AMG Project 1 worth $2.72 million. He also owns a custom-made purple Pagani Zonda 760LH, which cost the British driver an eye-watering $1.9 million, but that's not the only customized car that's owned by Hamilton. He also owns a customized version of the 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, which he paid $930,000 for. The most expensive car owned by the incredible racer is a 1966 Shelby 427 Cobra, which costs a whopping $4.9 million. He also has a 2-trunk that transports his cars home if the need arises. So far, he has 2 garages in Los Angeles and Monaco, and his entire collection of cars is worth an eye-watering sum of $15 million. Fernando Alonso is no different than his counterpart, and he spent a considerable sum of his fortune polishing his taste. The Spanish racer enthusiast has a remarkable collection of cars, including a Nissan GT-R worth $113,000, a Ferrari 458 Italia worth $245,000, and a $330,000 Ferrari California. He also owns a Maserati Grand Cabrio, priced at $355,000, and his most expensive car is the Ferrari 599 GTB Alonso F1 Edition. The car is worth over $1 million, and it's got all the specs that a racer would want in their car. It's powered by a 6-liter V12 naturally aspirated engine that makes an impressive 739 horsepower and 513 pounds-per-feet of torque. After taking a little walk through the two superstars' garage, there is no doubt that, as far as cars are concerned, Hamilton takes the cake here. Private jet. Formula One drivers' schedules often involve traveling across the world, so it's no surprise to see Formula One drivers investing in their private jets. The legendary Fernando Alonso is a proud owner of a Dassault Falcon 900, sitting pretty in an airport in Kenya. This magnificent civilian jet aircraft was manufactured by the French company Dassault Aviation. The private plane boasts 3 engines, all installed in the tail cone. The area rule in its design is present extensively, giving the jet a peculiar look. This jet cost between $8 million and $9 million in just acquisition costs. On the other hand, Hamilton used to own a private jet that used to transport him all across the races in the F1 season, but the British Racer sold it off years ago. British Racer owns a Bombardier Challenger 605, launched in 2006. Although we have a vague idea of how much Hamilton purchased his Challenger for, we do know that it cost approximately $27 million to get a brand new one. Hamilton has an array of house and real estate properties across the world. The British superstar owns a penthouse in New York worth $58.5 million. In 2019, the British racer also splashed a whopping $58.5 million purchasing the Manhattan penthouse, co-owned by NFL player Tom Brady and his gorgeous model wife, Gisele Bündchen. The 6,547 square foot house boasts a huge outdoor area with views of the Hudson River. It's also got a swimming pool, a squash court, a fitness center, a buoyant wine cellar, and a library. The penthouse also shares a street with movie stars like the stunning Oscar award-winning actress Jennifer Lawrence and Mike Myers. Imagine being neighbors with Jennifer Lawrence. The 7-time world champion also owns a 3-floor, 8,900 square foot penthouse in Tribeca, which he got for over $40 million in 2017. The building is a 5-bedroom apartment with 6 bathrooms and a swimming pool. He listed the property around the time he bought his Manhattan penthouse, but it's unclear if he ever sold it or if it's still under his name. Sir Lewis Hamilton also owns a unique 6-bedroom detached villa in West London, befitting the knight that he is. Yeah, he snatched up this beauty from the Burberry chief designer Christopher Bailey and his husband Simon Woods, who were the previous owners. The property cost him an impressive $23.2 million. This property is a thing of beauty. It's got a stunning entertainment space spread out on a 200-foot garden, and the area is beautifully accented with a gorgeous summer house. The building was built by the infamous builder Samuel Johns back in 1860, and it comes with enormous bathrooms and 4 reception rooms. We don't know how much time the star racer spends there, but we do know that he owns it. Hamilton currently lives in his luxurious apartment in Monte Carlo, Monaco. Not much is known about the building, as he likes to keep his dwelling as private as possible. Fernando Alonso is also a sucker for real estate properties, but the Spanish driver appears to have put all of his money into one place. The former McLaren driver owns a luxury apartment in Dubai. The 52-story building is worth $159.5 million. Yeah, that's right. But not surprising since Dubai is the playground of the rich. Like his counterpart, he's also got a habit of not staying in apartments owned by him. He favors his privacy, but he loves to kick back in some of his holiday homes occasionally. 2 of these houses are located in Switzerland, while the last one is in Oxford. He also owns several houses in different areas in Europe. So there's really not much to separate the two, but I'd say Fernando Alonso slightly edges Hamilton. Wink, wink. Net worth. According to Forbes, Lewis Hamilton's net worth is estimated to be $270 million. He's got an annual salary of $40 million and a monthly income of $5 million. His assets are estimated at $150 million and a total of $13 million from endorsement deals. He signed a 3-year contract with the Mercedes F1 team, which is reportedly worth over $120 million. Besides his salary, Hamilton is eligible for a buoyant performance payout from Mercedes. He also gets several bonuses based on the number of podiums he can achieve in a year. According to Forbes, Lewis Hamilton is the richest Formula One driver ever to race. Fernando Alonso has a net worth of $240 million. With his annual income at $20 million plus a monthly payment of $2 million plus. Besides his salary, his earnings from winnings are estimated at $32 million, and he makes over $1 million from endorsements. Hamilton comes out on top yet again, with a net worth of $270 million compared to Alonso's $240 million fortune. Did you enjoy the video? If you did, you're gonna love the next one too.